Hi, and welcome back to Electra Lane. I'm so glad you're here. Happy Friday. Yay. And I want to show you guys my probably number one most favorite thing to do with makeup ever. I just did a series of video clips on Instagram, and the one that got the most views was the one about concealer. I think everybody wants to look awake and rested no matter what else you're doing to your face. So I'm going to show you exactly how I get this sort of bright-eyed awake look. I'm going to show you my top 3 favorite products in each category, and I'm going to do a demo at the end. So if you're interested, keep on watching. So something that really separates makeup artists from non-makeup artists is the fact that we know exactly how much product to use. And I think a lot of times people tend to just cake layers and layers and layers of product on their face, and that's when it doesn't look good. It looks heavy and it does not look natural. And especially when it comes to concealer, you're covering sometimes large areas of the face, and you really need to have targeted coverage, especially if, like me, you get really dark circles. So I'm going to start with these sort of lighter concealers, and what I like to do with them is and I'm sitting next to windows, by the way, and the sun is just, and the clouds are kind of crazy, so pardon the light flickering. I'm aware of it. I'm fixing it. I'm on it. Anyway. The thing I love to do is take a thinner concealer and go down the sides of your nose and then sort of do, some concealer dots out here and then blend it all together either with your fingers or with the Beauty Blender. And again, stay tuned because I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about at the end of this video. So, my top 3 favorite concealers for this area. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I really like it because it's very, very thin, but it still has some nice coverage. For me, it's not my favorite simply because my skin tends to be a little more dry, and this is a drier product. So you can kind of start to see the little dehydration lines when I use it in this area. I still use this for eyeshadow base. I think it's the best eyeshadow base I've ever used, but this is a great concealer if you are normal to oily. Next one it's new, it's by Becca, and it's called the Aqualuminous Perfecting Concealer, and this is the shade Light. I really like it, also very, very thin. This has a bit, some light reflective qualities, and I like to keep this in my bag for touch-ups because it's so light that it'll go nicely over the rest of my makeup. My favorite number 1 concealer that I've used for years and years and years is the Makeup Forever Lift Concealer, and this shade that I wear is number 3. If you do tend to get oily throughout the day, you want to make sure to very, very lightly powder this area. I don't because I get dry, and if I put powder on, my skin and the air or whatever kind of sucks the moisture out, and you can see it. If you do tend to get oily, just keep a little powder with you in your bag and just gently top it off so it stays in place. So next we're going to get into the heavier concealers, and I think a lot of times people just cake concealer on. Don't do that. Do it right where you need it. For me, it's kind of right in here, and again, demo's coming up next, I'll show you, but I really like to place your heavier concealers right where you need it. So when you're looking at these lighter concealers that we just talked about, you want to look for light coverage or light to medium coverage or buildable coverage. When you get to these, you want to do medium to high coverage, creams, those sort of things that are thicker. That's what you want to go for when you're going for the heavier concealer. And again, you might not even need this. Dark circles, puffiness, bags might not be an issue for you. I would love to meet somebody who that's not an issue for, but if it's not, these are great. So my 3 favorite, this is kind of a newer one, but it's the old standby is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is vanilla. I have several of their shades. It's a good thick concealer. I started doing this, in this whole area. It was way too heavy and too thick for me, and the light just switched, so pardon that. Sorry. But it's way too thick for me and for my skin. So this is one that I sort of keep towards the inner corner of the eye. The next one is brand new to me, but obviously you can see I'm almost out of it. I really love it. It's the IT Cosmetics by Under Eye. This is the color Neutral Medium. Same thing, just right in this area. Also, if you get redness around the nose, this tends to be good. And real quick, the reason I like these concealers the most is because they're very hydrating. concealers can be very, very drying, but these are nice and hydrating, which you need throughout the day in this area where you have very thin skin. Last but not least, the one I've been using for years and years and years is the Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer. This is the color light golden, and very thick, very hydrating, gets the job done, love it. So to show you exactly what I'm talking about, I'm going to use the Lift Concealer from Makeup Forever in 3 and the Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer in light golden. So like I said, oh, and I also have a beauty blender. Just, you don't have to have it, but it does make things look a lot nicer. So I'm going to put like a drop. Because remember, makeup artists only use what they need to use. So I like to start right here in the inner corner, which is where I'm going to need this, and then kind of go down the sides of my nose and then right on top of my cheekbones. I'm not going under my eye because the makeup has to spread, right? So if you put it under your eye, it's going to kind of go up into your eye makeup and mess it up. And I am putting this on last because I think it just brings everything together and it makes your blush or bronzer look like it's coming through your skin instead of sitting on top of it. So many benefits to doing this. But I go around my nose and around my mouth a little bit, you know, if you need to kind of etch out your nose. But that's it. And if you're good to go, if you're feeling happy about this, awesome. Take your beauty blender and, you know, tap it out. If, like me, and you can't see because I have two gorgeous windows blasting light on my face right now, but if I took them away, you'd see that I have really dark areas right here and kind of like a dark line. That's when you come in with your thick concealer. So, as you can see, I just put a dot right where I need it. And remember, it spreads. So I'm going in with the Beauty Blender and just putting it right here in the corner where I need it. If you use this thick concealer all the way down here and all the way up here, it'll be great, but you're really going to see it. It's probably, I mean, even if, unless you have, you know, 12-year-old skin, it's still going to crease when you laugh or smile. So just be aware of that. And then there you go. So this is how I do my concealer. I think for me it just works really well. And I'll give you another secret. I saw a MAC master artist, makeup artist, do this trick, and she was talking to women who lived in Dubai where it was very humid, and she said one way to really lock in your concealer is to do a thin like this and then the thick one over top of it. And since I've been doing that, since I heard about that, I've been doing it, and it works. It's fantastic. So it also, you know, you only use as much makeup as you need. You still get this bright kind of lightning effect. It makes your makeup look seamless without looking too done. So I hope you give it a try. Thanks again for stopping by, Electra Lane. I'm really glad you came, and I'll see you next time.